everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Chameleon Girl Gina again, and I'm sure you guys are here because you're looking for the perfect pound cake recipe. Now, what I love about this recipe that I finally came up with, based on 10 recipes probably or more, I don't know, and a lot of research, is that I put a spin on it. Because some of the ingredients are not like mandatory. So this is what you like. So let me tell you what you guys are gonna need. You're going to need, I like to use this cake flour. And this is the one that I like in particular. It is the King Author cake flour. And you'll need 3 cups of that. You will also need 3 cups of sugar. You will need, we're going to say 2 to 3 lemons, depending on your desired amount of lemon flavor that you're looking for. You will need lemon zest. This is the zest of 2 lemons, but I'm going to actually do 3. The reason why I only have 2 is because I want to show you guys something when it comes to zesting your lemons, okay? Then you're going to need, this is where the switch up comes, a total of 10 ounces of cream cheese, part cream cheese, part sour cream. The difference is going to be the sour cream, okay? Then you're going to need some extracts. So I think you need lemon extract. You need that. That's me. You don't have to have it though. You could just go with vanilla, but you'll need a teaspoon of that as well. I'm even going to add some butter. Butter extract. And I'm going to add a little almond extract. So that is going to be the big difference, because those flavors together marry up, and I don't know, they just be so good. First thing we're going to do is take, you need a mixer. I feel for this, but you could do it with a hand mixer, but I'm using a stand mixer. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of try to make this simple by getting started. I don't want to do a lot of talking in the video. I just want it to do what it do. So like I said, you're gonna do 10 ounces total. You could go solely with cream cheese or solely with sour cream. I prefer half and half. So that's what we're gonna get started with. And let's not forget, we need butter. We need butter bad in more ways than one. So we're going to use a lot of butter. We're gonna do 3 sticks of butter. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. So we're going to use 1.5 cups of butter. See, I feel so bad because I was like, let me have everything ready so nobody could be saying she just be on here talking. But anyway, I didn't have this ready. So we're gonna go ahead and mix on. We're gonna start low. And as soon as we see that it's kind of like mixed, then we're gonna go ahead and turn it up. And we're gonna let it mix away until it looks creamy, guys. Okay guys, so now We got that cream in, so we've mixed it for about 5 minutes. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our sugar. And we're going to add it in slowly. I got it on the stir setting because if you go too fast and have it up too high, then it's just going everywhere. So we want it on the stir setting, and once it gets incorporated, then we're going to add a little bit more. Still on the stir setting. I got to do a lot of these too, and that's why I love about this recipe. It's just so user friendly. It's like, although I have to do a lot of these cakes, I'm selling them, so although I have to do a lot of these cakes, it's like so simple that's not a pain in the butt. Now, at this point, we're going to turn it up and let it mix for probably another 5 minutes. Alright guys, so now the next thing, I know you guys are saying, hey, this ain't complicated, but watch. We're about done. Okay, so anyway, the next thing we're going to do is add in our cake flour. And you can use the brand of your choice. I like this particular brand because I like the flour of this brand as well. So anyway, the next we're going to do, we're going to take a 1/2 cup measuring cup and we're going to add the flour kind of slow because, again, like with the sugar, if you add it like all in there at once, it's going everywhere, wasted ingredients. So I have it on the stir setting. And we're going to add that. Add in that cake flour slowly, baby. Let it mix for, you know, a couple of 10 seconds or something, right? Just so that we know that it's not going to be going all over the place. And then we're going to add a lemon. And at this point it's going to be nice and fluffy and stuff. I'll show you guys the consistency in just a moment. And you do not absolutely have to have cake flour. You can use regular flour if you want. That's up to you. Okay, y'all, so now the next thing that we're going to do is this. After we have mixed the flour into it, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our eggs. Before we add in our eggs, I want you guys to see the creamy texture that you should have at this point, okay? So we're going to go ahead, close it, lock it. We're going to turn it to stir, and we're going to take and add 6 eggs. We're going to go for one at a time, but this recipe is user friendly to where if you drop 2 in there or even more, then you're still good. And now we're ready for the second one. Oops, see, I got 2 in there, but we're good. Because it's just user friendly. It's just it is almost error proof. Like, if you make a mistake, then it's still gonna be good. While we're doing this, at the beginning we should have had it ready to go at 325 degrees. But anyway, you want to have the oven heating at 325 degrees. So let's continue. Once you have your eggs in there and they're not like, they're blended in pretty good, now you want to go ahead and blend it higher. So I'm going to medium-high speed. Alright, so we're good on that. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to just, you know what? I'm going to add the zest from the 2 lemons. You could add more than that if you'd like. You could add less if you'd like. I want this real zesty. Like, I like those little chunks of zest to hit my tongue or the person who's eating it. I want it to hit their tongue. And they could tell that it's in there. So we're going to add that, right? After we add that, we're going to mix some more. I had thought. So after we add that, we're going to begin at a stir. So anyway, we're still at that creamy point and so have you. This time we're going to add our extra-X. Because this is a lemon pound cake, we do want some lemon extract. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that first. We're going to do a teaspoon of this. The lid is a teaspoon, okay? So I'm going to pour mine into the lid because that's what I'm going to do. Now you can measure it. You know what I mean? Because that's fine. That's fine to measure it out, you know, in a measuring spoon. Then we're going to add some vanilla extract. See? And that's the end of that. So now toss it. Now here's the fun part. The butter extract. It's going to be a teaspoon of these different extracts. And then, I'm going to do almond extract as well. I think the almond, I like almond, so I guess to me it balances it. I don't remember which recipe I seen that they did almond, but anyway, it gives a real nice balance. I didn't see anybody do the lemon extract though. But like I said, the ones that you definitely want is either, if you have to pick a lemon if you want lemon pound cake. Now, you could change up the flavor profile by doing a different type of extract. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix it. We're going to go to a stir and get that mixed in there. Because if you turn it on and you start going real fast on the mix setting, then it's just going to splash everywhere. So then we're going to go up. I'm going to turn it off for a second, and we're going to go in with the lemon juice. Lemon juice is not a requirement because we have the lemon zest and the lemon extract. But for me, you know, I be extra. I be all over the place extra. So that's why we're going to add 1 lemon. The juice from 1 lemon into it. And we're going to go ahead to stir. After we hit stir, then we're going to just go ahead and just mix. You know what I mean? We're going to, you know, basically we're going to turn it up. Alrighty, so this was popping. There is your consistency where it has like the puckers or whatever. So you know it's thick enough, see, because it's not just slothing. Now this is enough to make one of the real big bundt style cakes, or 1.5 of the smaller ones. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna have to make a whole batch to be able to make 3 cakes. So this is, like I said, 1.5 because I don't have the huge one. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get that going in there right about now. And we want the excess off of there. Yep. Although I have to make more of this mixture because, like I said, I'm selling these and I gotta go 3 at a time. What I'm going to do, what's this? I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 into my bundt pan. Make sure, I don't like to do the baking spray or whatever. I'm traditional. I like to grease it with some good shortening and then flour it. Because that's the safest bet for me, because this is it's kind of a pricey cake to make, and I don't want to take no chances of it sticking. You know, although it's not like, oh, this is time consuming, I still don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to go ahead and pour it. Let me zoom on you in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in 2/3 of the way up. May have gotten a little bit more than I wanted in there, but okay, it's okay, Mai. And you don't need to smooth it perfect and all that. It's just get it in there, and then how we're going to level it. See, it's kind of like we're gonna give it a shake, side, side, side. We don't want no air bubbles in it, so then we're gonna drop it. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. See how far up it is? It's a little more than 2/3, so I'm prayerful it does not run over. But anyway, we're gonna pop it in an oven, 325 degrees, and I want to have it in there for an hour to start. The reason why is because this is a metal pan. Metal is gonna cook faster. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. I'm gonna start with 1 hour at 325 degrees. Come back and check. Guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and get this simple syrup knocked out, and then the last thing is going to be the icing. Icing definitely is optional, and the simple syrup is going to be optional as well. But in my case, you know, we're gonna do it extra, so we're doing both of them. And actually you can eliminate both of them because that's how moist and stuff your pound cake is going to be. But let's go ahead and make this simple syrup, and then I'm going to show you guys how I use it. You're going to start with 1/4 cup sugar and 1.5 sticks of butter. And so then anyway, we're going to take the juice from 2 lemons, and we're going to pour that in there and get a seed in there that we got to fish for. Okay, we're going to pour that in there. Okay. Yeah, I got a seed in here, guys. So I gotta get it out, babies. I guess instead of that, okay, so anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop this in the microwave for just like about 5 minutes. We're gonna pull the cake over here so I can show you guys these next critical steps. Okay, so let's get this in the microwave for 5 minutes. If you could go to probably 6, 7 minutes, that's great too. I'm just gonna do 5. So, trying to think if we want any extract. We'll do a little extract. We're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of lemon extract, because I feel like that's all we need. You don't have to have it, but that's what I'm going to put in there. Get it in the microwave for a few minutes and come back while it's in the microwave and make the icing. Okay, guys, so now what we're going to do, we're going to bring the finished cake in. And I cooked this in a metal pan. So, you know, I could have actually just did it for 45 minutes, but I end up going about 52 minutes. I would do 45 minutes because they continue to cook. But it's still going to be wonderful. Let me bring it over for you guys and show you the next step. Alright, I hope you guys can get a good look. Look at this, just... I'm telling you, perfect. I love the color. I like it a little bit lighter, but anyway, I love the color and I think it's perfect. Perfect. Perfect pound cake. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of hold on tight. And I'm going to loosen it by giving it a slight shake. And I want to see if you guys can hear that. Look, listen, I'm going to turn it actually one more. Listen. So, look. That is what you want, because you don't want this bad boy stuck. So although it's going to be in the cooling pan, excuse me, it's going to be in the pan cooling a little bit longer, we still want it to be everything that a pound cake should be. And you know, I'm not going to be talking about this best pound cake, but honey, I feel like it's very, very beginner friendly. As far as ease, I feel that the flavor is gonna be like, you'll be impressed with yourself. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take a skewer. Now I'm taking a wider skewer, you know what I mean? If you don't have a skewer that is metal, use a wooden skewer. If you don't have a wooden skewer, use a knife and just poke down in there. You know, not as many holes, but anyway, we're gonna do this like people when they make the other, like it's not even a pound cake, but anyway, it's some form of a butter cake. And then what they do is just pour it outside. That's why we have our simple syrup. So we're doing our pound cake a little different, okay? So we're just gonna take and we're gonna poke holes. Boom, boom. And you don't need them like extremely close together. You want them on the edges though. Good. You know, you just want them spread out good. So I'm going to pick the paste and I'm going to get the holes in there. Excuse me. And what I love and I think is so fun about this recipe is that like I said, there are things you do not have to have. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I gotta have almond and butter extract, and I gotta have sour cream and cream cheese. You know, you could pick to just do the cream cheese, if that's all. You know what I mean? Like I said, even the ounces and stuff like that, that's even like perfectly fine to go down on how much cream cheese you use. Or if you want cream cheese and sour cream. Because it is one of those recipes like the ones I got, and that's why I try to create these types of recipes, because I want my recipes that I share with you guys to be like most things that you're going to be cooking. You can find your recipes just right there. They're like typically recipes that are on hand when it comes to my recipes, or excuse me, not recipes, ingredients. And I like recipes to where like it's usually those everyday ingredients and you find it, put it together, and you got something. So in the meantime, I'm going to have you guys take a look at that. Let's see, let's get it in now. And while I do that, I'm going to get the simple syrup mix. Okay guys, so this is still relatively hot, and the reason why we don't want the simple syrup butter mixture like overboard hot, it's still got some heat on it, but like I'm talking about overboard is basically because we don't want it to cause our cake to stick. Something that's just roaring hot and stuff like that, yeah, it can make it soggy, it can make it stick. So we just want to cool it down slightly, not all the way. And so we're just going to pour that right on there, because what we want to happen is we want this moisture to run all the way down to the top of the cake. I know y'all it's insane, but it's gonna be insanely good. Insanely good. And get around the edges, because the edges, you know, you may not be able to poke them as high because they only go to the sides. So you want this to run and go under this pound cake. So we'll keep on going. I mean, this is a fattening cake, I understand, but you know, I am not, if I'm gonna be eating a cake of any kind, it's like, yeah, we're gonna take a break from watching what we eat that day. Cause today, honey, we finished showing up, bro. Oh, this is good, good. I'm gonna get a little more. And lemon, just keep going, you know what I mean? Till you have used this on the cake. And you don't have to use it up, but what's gonna happen is if you don't, it's not gonna run all the way down to the top of that cake. So now we're gonna take our skewer like this again, and we're gonna make sure that it's flowing down in there. Well, maybe we won't. Let's see. Because I don't want to see, I got a little on the skewer. But anyway, it'll go through. It'll penetrate this cake. So, only thing left is the icing. Let's quickly do that while we let this come to a little under room temperature. So we want this to be still warm. If you flip this, if you wait too long, it's going to be stuck to the top. If you flip it too fast, then the simple syrup did not flow well enough into the cake. So at this point, we want to give it a move around again. See, hear that, guys? Because we want to know that we are moving it so it prevents it from getting stuck. That's the last thing. See that, guys? That's the very last thing that you want to happen on such a perfect cake. Let's go ahead and make the syrup, the icing. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. So anyway, we're going to take, guys, we're doing, I believe, what was that, 1/2 stick of butter. And this is melted completely for the most part. And then anyway, we're going to do the juice from 1 lemon. And let's see how it'll be without vanilla. I don't feel like opening on vanilla. I'm sorry. What we're going to do is add some powdered sugar to it. And let's see what we got. 1.5 cups powdered sugar is what I'm deciding on. And it would be a lot simpler if I busted out my hand mixer. But I don't know. Oh, I'm making a mess. I just don't feel like doing that. You know what I mean? It's pretty late and I'm tired. I don't feel like doing that and then I have to clean it. I don't want to do it. Yeah. I say it's perfect. I can see that it's perfect. The consistency, look how easy that was to make the frosting, guys. It's not even frosting, because if you want frosting, all you're doing is adding more powdered sugar to make it thicker. That's all. But this is all we want, is a glaze right here. That's what we want. That's what we're going for. But either way, it's going to be delish. Again, we are done. The only thing we're going to do is go ahead and drizzle it over our cake. Okay guys, so here's how I like to flip mine. Before I go to just busting this cake, flipping it upside down, I like to give it a little bit of a shake. This is the loosening process. And with that, you want to make sure that that middle, you're seeing that there's some movement in there, because you don't want your cake all jacked. Okay, but I want you to see it kind of just close up. I mean, the way that it looks good enough to eat, that's how good it's gonna be. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do, we're about, let's see, about 20 minutes into the cooling process. Because all the way cold, it's going to stick. Too hot, it's going to stick. So you want to be at about 20 minutes by now, okay? So what I like to do is take that cake pan, or if you're doing a plate, whatever, and I like to, again, loosen it. Then I put it on top of my head, right there. I flip it straight up, and I wish you guys could see that. I can't even adjust the camera, but anyway. Then, at that point, I just hit it. Wish I could move this for you guys, but let me see. I'll show you there. After I flipped it onto the top of my head, and that's so important with any cake that I do. I don't just bust out and flip mine. And then you're just gonna pat it and bring it on up gently. There's a piece missing on it. It was a little too hot, so I have to doctor it. Okay, so here's the piece, and it's scooped right out. So that tells me I needed 5 more minutes of cooling time. 5 minutes. So you want to do 25 minutes of cooling time. So I'm hurt that this has happened, especially I'm making a video for you guys, and it hurts me. But outside of that, which is going to be an easy fix, the cake is beautiful. It wasn't that it was stuck to the cake pan. It was that it was still too warm and I want to go to sleep. I hate that though. That's like my little pet peeve, guys. So now what we're gonna do, we're really gonna need some icing for this one. I'm glad this is the one for my house though. So anyway, we're gonna, let's see if we can zoom you. I want you guys to see. So how I'm going to frost it, I'm gonna get a spoonful. We're gonna start with where I made a boo-boo. Because remember guys, this is still good and hot. So I'm just letting it fall onto the top. You know, the higher points at the top of the cake, because it's going to drizzle down based on the fact that it's still warm. Okay, I'm gonna finish up, guys. I wish I had somebody to taste test this, because I don't have an appetite for anything right now. It's late, but anyway. This is it. This is really a royal lemon pound cake. And we're low on icing over here, so we're gonna make sure that we get some of that. This right here, y'all. The perfect, very perfect lemon pound cake.